Guys, so I bought this car about 4 weeks ago, and I've had quite a few comments now, people saying, how do I afford it? You know, where did I get the money from? And you're probably thinking, what can you do? Is it viable for an average idiot like me to go from like zero to like, I don't know, just having a better life? I wouldn't say I'm rich, I wouldn't say I'm loaded, I wouldn't say anything like that. You know, I'm certainly not a baller or anything like that. I'm just an average guy that's always had crappy jobs. I dropped out of college, and I chucked all that in, and I kind of always had a dream of working from home, from a laptop, you know, just try and set up an online business. I've tried many different things. So if you want to know the story, this is sort of my story, the things that I've tried, the things that I've done, the stuff that's worked, the stuff that hasn't worked, what business ideas have made the most money and which ones haven't so much, and how viable it is for you to maybe do the same. So get yourself a cup of tea, get comfortable, because this video might go on a little while. So this car is a Lamborghini Huracan Performante, and I'm going to put a link down below to my main channel where you can see me when I got it delivered and sort of taking it out and having a little bit of fun with it. So this video is not really about the car as such, it's more like what I do for a living and how I make my money and how viable it is for you to maybe, you know, quit your job and do your own business. So this is a car that I bought around about 5 years ago when I was completely and utterly broke. So, you know, I wasn't always fortunate enough to be able to have cool toys and things like that. So I grew up in just like a middle class average family. I was never really given anything. I was never given a load of money. Everything that I've always had, I've kind of worked for myself and figured out a way how I can afford it. Now my biggest dream, my dream that I've had since I've been a little kid, is to be a monster truck driver. So I've got a chassis here. I'm going to start building my own monster truck very, very soon. You know, this is a bit like just a little blip in the road, but you know, this thing here, that's my ultimate dream, and that's what I'm going to start working on now. But anyway, this is not what this video is about. This video is about the businesses that I do, how viable they are, and how what chance have you got to maybe do something similar? You know, maybe not everybody wants a fancy car like that. You know, I don't know, you know, maybe you've got different ambitions, maybe you've got different dreams. Maybe you want a nice house, maybe you want to go on more holidays, vacations. Maybe you just want to work for yourself and not have to work for the big boss man. Everybody's got different goals, everybody wants something else out of life. And, you know, certainly not everybody wants stuff like that. But anyway, if you want a better life, if you want more money, if you want to work for yourself, if you want your own business so you don't have to go to work and do that dreaded 9 till 5, then this video could certainly be for you. So as I said, make yourself a cup of tea, get yourself comfortable, because this video is going to go on a little bit. All right, we're in a bit more comfort. I've got my cup of tea. I hope you've got your one too. I'm going to try and get this video done as quickly as possible so I don't bore any of you guys too much. But I've got quite a lot I've got to get in. It's video's not planned at all. I've got a rough idea what I want to talk about, but I've got no script. Whatever I'm saying is what's coming to the top of my head. So I may miss a few things out, but hopefully I won't. So first of all, how viable is it for an average dude to be successful at business? And I would say, as long as it's something that you really want to do, and you've got the motivation and the willpower to sort of persist with something and see it through, there's no reason why anybody can't set up a business. And I'm not saying that anybody can set up any business, but I truly believe that anybody could set up a business in a certain field. I mean, there's so many different businesses ideas out there. There's hundreds, thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of different businesses that you could do. And, you know, not one business is going to suit everybody. So you're going to have to try and experiment with a few different things, and you're going to have to sort of see what suits you and what you like doing and what sort of fits you. So I quit my job about 10 years ago, and I was never born rich. I was never wealthy. I've always had crappy jobs. I used to be a welder, and after being a welder, I used to be a truck driver. So nothing fancy schmancy, nothing was ever really high pay. I was in college for a little while and I dropped out of that. I couldn't really do it. I didn't do well at school. And my parents always used to tell me off, and they used to make jokes at me saying I'm going to be a homeless guy sleeping on the streets and stuff, because I never really did well at school. So, you know, back then I didn't really know what I wanted out of life. I knew that I didn't want to do what the system kind of expected me to do, you know, get the grades and go and work a 9 till 5, make the boss happy. I just knew that wouldn't make me happy. It wouldn't fulfill me doing anything like that. So I did work for a little while. I quit the last time I had a job was just over 10 years ago now. So my last job, I went up in the office, I said, that's it, I'm done, I'm finished. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to sort of set up my own business, and I always liked the idea of being able to sort of work from home, with like a laptop or computer and make money off the internet. That was kind of like my dream. I was sort of thinking, I've got to make this work. So for the past kind of 10 years, I dedicated my life to just trying so many different things, so many different business ideas. Most stuff failed. I was a complete newbie to business, and everything I tried, I pretty much failed at. And that's not to say that those businesses don't work. It's just that because I was a big beginner, because I'm a newbie, because I didn't really know what to do and how much work's required in running a business. Most stuff that I touched, I failed at. So the first business that I tried a welding shop. So I rented a small workshop. I can't remember how big it was, 500 square foot, something like that. Tiny little workshop, and I welded together these burger trailers. And they used to pay me around about £300, $400 to weld these trailers up. And I used to get sort of one of them a week, something like that. So I sort of made enough money to sort of tick over and get by, and just sort of get my hands dirty welding up these trailers. It didn't really do my health that much good, breathing in all the fumes, it wasn't doing my back any good, and I wasn't really making much money out of it. I could only just about kind of afford to get by, and I didn't enjoy doing it, so it didn't take me long to kind of jack that in and not bother with that anymore. Then I kind of put all my focus onto online businesses, and one of the first things that I tried, I can't remember the exact order of all these things that I tried, but I did a lot of research on YouTube and websites and just seeing what different ways of making money works on the internet. So the first thing that I tried was online surveys. And even though you can make some money from online services, there's not really much to be made there at all. So literally you could be sitting there a whole entire day answering all these questions. It's pretty much companies that they ask sort of customers questions, and they just want to sort of I don't know. You just answer a load of questions basically. How often you shop, what you buy when you're in the shops, stuff like that. And if you're lucky, you might make $10 a day, £10 a day, something like that. So it's really not really that viable at all. So I kind of soon gave up with that. And not only that, you have to kind of get enough in the kitty before they pay you out. And it's so difficult to even get anywhere near that threshold that I don't think I ever sort of made anything out of it at all. Then I tried affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing, in case you don't know, is where you promote other people's product and then you get paid a commission for promoting those products. So, for example, most big companies, they're going to have an affiliate program. So, Amazon, for example, you can go on Amazon, any product on Amazon, you can get an affiliate link, and it's pretty much like you get the www.amazon, blah, 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 blah. Then it puts a little code at the end of that, which is like your unique code. And pretty much, long story short, every product, if you sign up to be an affiliate on the Amazon platform or any other platform for that matter, eBay's got an affiliate program, Banggood's got an affiliate program, sort of pretty much any big online shopping website's going to have an affiliate program. So you pretty much sign up to the program, you get a little link that you put in the URL, the www thing, and you share that link in places. If somebody clicks on that link and they buy the product, you get paid a commission. So in order for you to actually make much money at this, you need to be able to show that link to hundreds and thousands of people. You can share it with friends and family, I guess, but you're not really going to make much money there. Most people are not going to buy from a link that you supply. So you have to actually show that link to like thousands and thousands of people to sort of make any sort of money at all. So I made a blog, a little website, and the website was about this journey of me of trying to find all these different ways of making money online. And I tried sort of a bit of affiliate marketing on there, like HostGator, for example, is a web hosting company. I was sort of like promoting that because obviously I made a website and I was using HostGator, so then I was promoting HostGator. And I made a couple of sales, but sort of really nothing, for the amount of effort that I put in. I soon realised that you need a lot more eyeballs. By eyeballs, I mean people visiting your business. And that's the same on any business. It doesn't matter what the business, you have to get a lot of eyeballs, a lot of people to know that you even exist. That's one of the biggest reasons why businesses fail. It's because people don't know that you're there. People don't know that you exist. So I soon learned that there, and I kind of give up with it. You know, I've done it for a little while, done it for a few months, and it never sort of really went anywhere, so I kind of give up with it. Another thing I tried was online articles, and that sort of goes in with the affiliate marketing again, is where you write articles on like websites like eZine, for example, and then you can put like a link at the bottom and link to something. So, for example, you could write an article about how you can cure acne, for example, and then at the bottom you can put like an affiliate link to like an acne ebook or something like that. And I tried a few of these things. It didn't really work. Then I tried ebooks. I made a couple of ebooks and I sold them on Amazon. And I made a few sales, you know, maybe $5 a month or something like that. So nowhere near enough to sort of making kind of like a living from it. So then I tried some other things as well. I tried selling on Amazon, and I didn't really have that much success with it. I mean, everything I put on there, it didn't really sell, and it didn't really work. And I do an FBA program where you send stuff to the Amazon warehouse. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But it's very, very, very difficult to make any money from it. I didn't really make any money from it at all, and I'm not saying it doesn't work. A lot of people make thousands from it, and it just didn't really work out for me. So I kind of sort of, I still want to do it, but it's kind of been on the back burner for a while now. I want to sort of get back into it and give it another shot. Shopify, or having your own website, is where you have your own website and you sell products on your own website. And Shopify is pretty much just a platform that it just makes it super, super easy to build a website, and your website is hosted on sort of like the Shopify platform. Problem with that, there's no eyeballs. People are not going to find you. You have to kind of do your own work to get the eyeballs, to get the people to come to you. So, for example, if you're just an average person that nobody knows who you are, and you're trying to sell stuff on there, first of all, people are not going to find you. And secondly, if people do find you, they're not going to trust you, because all the stuff that you're selling is probably stuff that you can find on Amazon and eBay, which are trusted platforms. So why would anybody come onto your website where there's no kind of trust built up and no sort of name or anything like that? Now, if you've got a YouTube channel, or you've got a big kind of social media following where you've built up trust and you've got a lot of eyeballs looking at what you do, then absolutely you could have a Shopify store, you could have your own website. You know, Logan Paul does it with his merchandise, Mr. Beast does it with his merch, a lot of YouTubers do it, but they've got a massive following. Kylie Jenner does it on Instagram selling makeup. If you've got a massive online following, then absolutely you can have your own online store and you can send people to that store. And not only are you going to get all the eyeballs going onto that store, you're also going to have the trust as well, because, you know, your viewers, for the most part, if they're following you for a while and you're a decent, honest person, then hopefully the people are going to trust you. So, yeah, it does work. It's doable. It's feasible. A lot of people have made millions selling on Shopify. But for those two reasons, you know, people not knowing that you exist, and if they do find you, they're not going to trust you. It's a very difficult business to kind of get working. Then I tried eBay, and that is kind of when the ball started rolling. So I started that about 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I was completely broke. That's when I bought that car that I just showed you, the cheap Rover. And I was completely and utterly broke. You know, I had enough to buy that car, which was like £300, $400. And that was a stretch. I could barely afford to put fuel in it and to insure it. So that really was a stretch. But it was around about that time when I started my eBay, and it pretty much worked. Like, not instantly, but it worked pretty quick. I put £1,000 in to start with. I did a couple of little welding jobs for somebody, helped someone out, and I made £1,000. And I put that £1,000 into just inventory for eBay. And I tried a lot of different eBay products. I tried a lot of different techniques. And I got lucky sort of very early on. I was kind of putting stuff on there and I was starting to make some money. Not all the products I was doing. A lot of the products I was doing was making like almost nothing. A lot of products I was selling at a loss. A few products really kind of stuck and worked really well. So I started putting more energy into eBay. And I grew it pretty quickly. You know, within... I can't remember the exact figures, but after a year, my first year, I made around about $50,000 in profit. And on my second year, I was up to $100,000 in profit. That's money in your pocket. That's not money that you've made, because some people they look at the actual just the money coming in and they see that as profit when that's not the case. You've got to be careful when people are telling you how much money they're making from Amazon, because most of that money goes away in having to buy more inventory and to pay for like the Amazon fees or eBay fees and to run the business. So I'm only giving you profit numbers here. So the actual turnover, the amount of money I got in from the eBay store in my, I think the second or third year was it was £300,000 almost, which is around about $400,000. And out of that was about over $100,000 in profit. I haven't got exact figures here, guys. I'm just talking numbers off the top of my head. And so for me, that was the quickest way of kind of making money, and the easiest way as well up to that point. So now I do YouTube as well. So I've done eBay for a few years. So when I started my YouTube channel around about 3 years ago now. So I was doing eBay for a good couple of years, and I got it to a point where I could just put about 2 or 3 hours a day into my eBay, and then I've got the rest of the day just to do what I like. And my hobby is radio control cars. I've always sort of had a thing about cameras. I've always enjoyed cameras. I've always sort of enjoyed watching YouTube videos, and I thought, why not give it a go? So I started sort of filming my RC cars and putting the stuff on YouTube, and people started liking my videos. But I was quite destructive. I was sort of wrecking the stuff, and it took a long while to sort of make any money at all. So the first year I made almost nothing at all. I think $300, $400. Don't quote me. I don't know the exact figure, but it wasn't much at all. Like for months and months and months, I was making literally under $1 a day. It was like literally nothing. And it took a couple of years for it to sort of become worth it in a monetary sense. But I enjoyed doing it so much that I could kind of persist through, and I could just do it anyway because I enjoyed it. I love the community. I love chatting with people. That's why I do so many live streams, because I just love the whole community. I just enjoy everything about it. I love filming. I love the radio control car hobby. I just sort of love everything about it. So it was kind of like all my hobbies, everything that I like, sort of compiled into one thing. So without making this video much longer than it has to be, it's already 15 minutes in just on this camera, let alone the other footage we just done. You're probably thinking, what is the most viable thing for you to do? I mean, as I said, I don't know what you want out of life. Maybe you want a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. Maybe you want to go on more holidays, vacations. Maybe you want a big house. Maybe you just want to quit the 9 to 5 rat race and you want to just work for yourself and work under your own terms. And everybody's got different goals in life. Everybody's got different dreams and ambitions. But working for yourself is truly the key to your happiness. And I'm not saying that buying fancy cars like the Lamborghini and stuff like that's going to make you happier. I mean, yeah, it's a cool toy. I mean, I love it to bits. But I wouldn't say I'm a happier person now versus before when I had it. It's just kind of like materialistic stuff. I mean, it's a cool thing. It puts a big smile on my face when I use it. It's definitely a cool thing to have. But, I mean, what really has brought happiness into my life was working for myself, is not having to go to my 9 to 5 job. Because back 10 years ago when I had a 9 to 5 job, I used to be depressed like all the time. I was miserable, I was depressed, I didn't know what the point of life was. And all I knew was that this wasn't the way forward. I had to get out of this as soon as possible. So for me, the true happiness, what comes with me, is just being able to do my hobbies every day and make it my job. And it's just my passion. So something I quickly want to touch on. People say, how do I stay motivated? Well, people that are into video gaming, they don't need any motivation to go and play PlayStation. Somebody that enjoys watching football, he doesn't need any motivation to go and watch football. Somebody that their passion is maybe cooking, doesn't need any motivation to go and do some cooking. So for me, I love doing business. I love YouTubing. I love doing eBay. It's kind of like just a passion of mine. So it's not really any motivation needed on my part. It's just naturally, that's what I want to do. I wake up in the morning and I'm excited to come to work. I want to come here and I want to work, and I just love it. I love every aspect of it. And then having all the cool toys and the cars and stuff like that is just a nice little bonus. So you're probably thinking, should you start doing YouTube? Should you start selling on eBay? Should you start Shopify? Should you start FBA? What should you do? I could really go on, but this video is going to be really crazily long if I go on too much. It's already like crazy long. So I hope you enjoyed your cup of tea that you made. I told you it's going to be going on a while. So pretty much any real business is going to get you your dreams. Pretty much any real business. I mean, all the stuff that I said, to online articles, ebooks, Shopify. I mean, everything with exception to maybe the surveys. I mean, with the surveys, you're not ever going to be able to go out and buy a Lamborghini. It just won't happen. If you work for somebody else, it probably won't happen too. It's most jobs, you're going to barely make enough money just to survive and get by. So if you want all the luxury stuff in life, if you want the better stuff in life, it's not going to cut it by working a 9 to 5 job. You're going to have to set up your own business, and you're going to have to find the business that sort of fits you, because everybody's different. Not everybody's the same. For me, YouTube and eBay seems to be what's working for me. So, absolutely, there's people making millions selling on Amazon FBA. There's people making millions selling ebooks. There's people making millions on Shopify. People making millions with YouTube. People making millions with Instagram or Shopify. So all these things work. But you need to, the things that don't work is like these get-rich-quick schemes. When you see a get-rich-quick scheme where people promise you you're going to make a whole ton of money without any effort, they're the things you need to be wary of. But, a quick search on YouTube, you're going to see what businesses work. It's proven that eBay works. It's proven that YouTube works. It's proven that Amazon FBA works, that Shopify works. All these things work. They've all got pros and cons. Some people respond better to some as others. So what I would recommend for you to do, because obviously I don't know you. You might be brilliant at YouTube. Somebody else might be brilliant at Amazon. Everybody's different. Some people might not be good at online businesses at all. They might want a physical business. Like I had the welding shop. Maybe that's more your sort of thing. Or you want to run a flower shop or something. I don't know. Maybe you want to run a bakery. There's so many different businesses out there. You're going to have to find what suits you. And I would try many different things. Try a lot of different things. Don't put too much money into it though. Do the things that you can do without putting really too much money in. And just see if you can find something where you enjoy doing it and it starts working. If you start, the hardest part with any business is to make some money. The minute you can make some money with it, then to scale it up and make more becomes so much easier. And then you want to focus all your energy on that one thing. So one of the books that I've read fairly recently, and I would recommend everybody reads that book, is The One Thing from Gary Keller. If I remember, I'm going to put a link down below to an Amazon link where you can get that book from. If I forget, just find the book yourself. And he literally just goes on about how you have to focus your energy into one thing. Because if you're trying too many different things, you can't be great at one. You're kind of spreading yourself out and you're sort of just going to bust your brain overthinking stuff and you're not really going to get anywhere. So you need to find one thing that you can really laser in on and really try and make it work. And I know that can be difficult if you already have a job. Maybe you're already at college, maybe you've already got a job. And if you want the better life, you're just going to have to, when you get home, you're going to have to put your rest of your wake hours into your business. And you don't have to do it forever, maybe just for a few months. And then once you can quit your job, you've now got more time that you can put into your business. And if you're lazy, if you're a procrastinator, if you can't get motivated, business isn't for most people. Most people, they just want to do their 9 to 5. They want to come home. They want to get their steady paycheck, which, by the way, is probably the most dangerous way of making money because you've only got one income. That one income goes away, you're done. So, I like having a few different incomes. So if one dries up, you've got something else. But, don't get that confused with doing the one thing. Do the one thing until you get it working. Once you've got that thing working, then maybe you can look at some other things at the same time. But don't try and learn too many different things all at the same time because you're just going to overwhelm yourself and you're not going to be good at anything. So, in my experience, and this might be different for other people, in my experience, what has made me the most amount of money with the least amount of work, and don't confuse this as a get-rich-quick scheme. It really is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's selling on eBay. It's got me the results quickest, and it's made me the most amount of money with the least amount of effort. So if you want to make in my opinion, if you want to make as much money as possible, as quickly as possible, I would seriously consider starting selling on eBay. I'll make a little bit more money from my YouTube channel now than I did with eBay. I mean, with eBay, I'll do about 2 hours a day. I'll do selling on eBay, and on YouTube, it's a full-time thing. I'll spend minimum 12 hours a day doing YouTube, like bare minimum. And that's going out filming, and it's editing, interacting with people, fixing all the stuff that gets torn up in the videos, coming up with ideas, planning. It's more than a full-time job, you know. So the reason I do the YouTube is because I enjoy doing it so much. You know, if I was to do it just for the money, then I would give all my energy, like, you know, at least for now, to eBay, because eBay, for the amount of effort you give it, definitely yields a lot more money, a lot more profit than YouTube does for the same amount of work. So if you want to get to as much money as possible in the quickest amount of time, I would say you start with eBay. And I'm not saying that you should do eBay forever. There's many different businesses out there, but it's probably going to be the easiest way for you to make some money. And, you know, if your dream's a Lamborghini, then eBay, provided you do it right, there's no reason why you can't save up some money and you can get the nice stuff like Lamborghinis and whatever other dreams that you have in life. If you do YouTube, it's a much longer game. As I said, guys, I spend a lot of time on it. I've for the past first couple of years, I was literally making no money at all. And if you're going to do YouTube, do it because it's a passion and you enjoy doing it. And then if any money comes later on, then it's a bonus. But, you know, I really would not jump into YouTube with the sole intention to make money, because you're probably going to be very disappointed. Most people, they can't make YouTube work. There's so many things you have to get right with YouTube, like so many. And it's just, most people just completely fail. It's probably less than 0.001 of YouTubers actually make any worthy amount of money that's anywhere close to sort of like income replacement money. But I'm not trying to put you off. You know, I'm not trying to put you off at all. You know, it makes me some decent money. At the moment, YouTube's paying me around about $10,000 a month. And then I do a bit of affiliate marketing on there now, because as I said about the eyeballs, you know, now that I've got a social following, I'm going to put a link to my other YouTube channel down below. You know, this is just my little business YouTube channel. My main YouTube channel is just Kevin Talbot, so I'm going to put a link to that down below if I remember, if not to search it. So I'll do a little bit of affiliate marketing on there now. And, you know, as I said, because I've got the eyeballs now, I'm starting to make a few sales, and that's a little bit of extra money there too. So I think I'm going to wrap this video up now. It's been going on for long enough. Most of you are probably gone by now. That was kind of like my experience, my opinion, kind of what I can't say what you should do. You know, you're just going to have to find something that you like doing, and you're just going to have to stick with it for a while and see it through. Now, another one of my businesses is making and selling online courses. So the stuff that I learn, the stuff that works for me, the stuff that I can get working, like, for example, the eBay, I'll put all that information that I've gathered and all that trial and error and all that stuff where I've failed and all the stuff that I've learned and all the experimentation, I've put it all together into one course that can help people sort of become a successful eBayer like a lot quicker. I mean, it took me a couple of years and sort of 50 grand of my money to sort of really home in on this eBay game and sort of figure out how to properly do it. And I put all that information together in this course. And by the way, a little shameless plug there, guys. I'm going to put a link to that course down below. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So whatever the reason, if you take a look in there, you don't like it, you've got 30 days. It's super easy to get a refund. Email address is at the very first section of the course. You just hit me up on there, say, Kev, I want a refund, and I'll give you your money back right away. I don't even care what the reason is. Maybe you want the money for holidays or for beer. I don't care. I don't even ask why you want a refund. There's no terms, nothing. Just as long as it's within 30 days, you'll get your refund. Another course that I've made is a YouTube course. Now, I really don't push this course that much, because I know how difficult it is to be successful at YouTube. And I don't want to sort of falsely advertise it and just tell everybody that you do this course and you're going to be a successful YouTuber. It's a fairly new course. I've not got many people on it. I only let a small amount of people in to test it and to make sure that it all works. And so far, I've only heard good stuff from it. But YouTube is a much longer game. if I'm going to sell you this YouTube course, then you have to be aware that this YouTube game really is a long game. It's going to require a lot of work. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's going to take a lot of work, much more work than I can even tell you in this video. But I made the course, I made the program. Everything is in there that I've learned. All the camera tricks, the editing, the how to make videos so they're more watchable, so they're more engaging, how to make thumbnails. It's just too much to go into it in this video. I'm going to put a link to that course down below too. The same with that, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Whatever the reason, if you take a look and you think it's not for you, or you want to buy a beer, then 30-day money-back guarantee. There's absolutely no questions asked. So that's my story, guys. I haven't really... Well, I've got loads more that I could say, but this video's really getting on a lot now. So give us a high five in the comments if you stayed this long. Also, if you disagree with anything that I've said, just let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's something that I've said that you don't agree with. Let me know in the comments. You know, I'm always happy to hear constructive criticism. So that's pretty much it. So guys, build yourselves a better future. If you've got this far in the video, then you want that better life. It is truly accessible to anybody willing to take action. And you know, if you're part of the 1% of people that want the better life, and you've got what it takes to see it through, there's no reason why you can't do it too. If you're a dreamer, if you're lazy, if you procrastinate, you're wasting your time. Then just you know, be happy with the job that you have. I just hope that you're happy. But you know, for those people that really want to make their life a better thing, if you've got things in life that you want, dreams, ambitions, it's all doable. You know, I'm just an average idiot. As I said, I dropped out of college. I never did well at school. All the jobs I've had were crappy jobs. Bleeding camera just turned off. I don't know where I got to there. I don't know how long it went on. But anyway, guys, that is it for this video. If you want a better future, realise it's doable. It's in your hands. We've never been in a better place right now than the internet, where you can just reach millions of people potentially with your businesses. And we've never been in such a golden age where like any average idiot like myself can have the better life. So if you like the videos, guys, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, smash the bell button to stay notified. Give us a high five if you made it this far. Ooh, see you soon. Bye.